It's time for the next edition of The Audacity is Way Too High. But first, a message from our sponsors, hashtag Mirrors for Men Foundation, because thousands of men suffer from a lack of awareness about their own appearance, but you can help. Please give generously. And also, just be a reflection because some of these men do not see their own faces or boobage while they are trying to talk about women and their looks and our bodies. Okay, so let's get into this. Trigger warning, blanket trigger warning. The faces match the opinions. All right, we're coming out the gate strong. We got Donovan Key saying females that are not for the street, what you doing right now? So, like I said, we're starting this off strong, and he has a face that is starting the day off strong. So here we got Donnie. Now we can only see this much of his body, but just by the shape of his face and what he has going on here, I can tell that there are some boobs underneath here. And I can tell that he is angry because his beard does not connect. That is probably why he is talking about females. Couple of ladies answered the question. Sade says, ignoring you, probably. And Red Turner says I was going to say minding my business, but spot on. I have a buddy that keeps sending me posts from the 50 Shades of Black anime. And so many of these posts have absolutely nothing to do with anime. It just really seems like Black Ancellosauruses that just want to go on and on about women. But this is Marquarius saying, imagine spending $400 on the first date and she's wearing panties out of a pack. And my first question was, are they clean? And why does it matter? And how do you even know? Are you getting some, Marquarius? And if you are getting some, are you going to be complaining about the underwear that came out of the pack and decline it? I am confused about Marquarius in this question. Here's Marquarius, if you were wondering. Yes, his face does match the post. Yeah. But okay, let's move on. So recently at a Trump rally, they were using Celine Dion's song from the Titanic. And she's like, buddy, you do not have my permission to use that. And so that's what this post was about that this next man commented on. Barty says of Celine Dion, she needs to thank him for keeping her relevant. Please keep in mind that Trump has people following him around like some D-list reality TV star, Amber Rose, and Kid Rock, and Waka Flocka. I don't think that Celine Dion needs to be amongst those people, but y'all got to see what Barty looks like. Barty, Barty looked like somebody's God was playing a mad, crazy joke on somebody because I don't know what is going on. He looks like he kind of looks like a hot dog that has started to sprout hair. I don't know what is going on, but he is way too brown and his hand is not nearly as brown. I don't know what is going on and why this is happening. Then we got Buck. I don't know if his name is Buck, but we're going to call him Buck. He says, I love pronouns. Let me she, them titties. But Buck, you can tell by the curvature right there that he is working with some titties and he has a postpartum body. And I do not believe that he has had any babies. So he should just take off his shirt. And if you guys donate to Mirrors for Men, we can give Buck the opportunity to she them titties because we know that he got some. Now, Tommy says some women get that wife treatment whilst only performing girlfriend duties. Now, is this a wife or is this just a woman getting a wife treatment? I do not know. It is not clear. But this the comment or the caption says if your husband is hungry or horny when he walks outside the door, you failed as a wife. You failed just as much as if he didn't protect or didn't support you. Because women, you should know and understand that you are a bang maid and that's pretty much it. You have no other lot in life outside of that. But let's see what Thomas looks like. Thomas is a great value lumberjack. You can tell by all of the wily hair that is going on that looks like a tumbleweed going through a Looney Tunes cartoon. And I can also tell All of this beard is not covering up the chubbiness of his face. So you know that he also has tatas popping off. So I'm going to need Thomas to calm it the F down and go see if anybody actually cares about these wife duties. Otherwise, he needs to just use his hand and learn how to cook. So I have a woman that sent me an interaction that happened on a YouTube post that was titled "Relationships Don't Usually Last Long for Women with Real Standards." And she said, "I was married to a man for 5 years. He threatened to hit me during an argument. I left and filed for divorce. People kept asking me why I divorced him if he didn't hit me, and he only threatened me once. I will not tolerate such treatment. One time is one too many. I am much older than you, and I am so proud to see young ladies not putting up with mistreatment. Being single is pretty amazing, in my opinion. Leave after the first red flag because it always gets worse. I love you. I love your point that it's not that you can't keep a man can't keep you." So she sent me this whole interaction. She just copied and pasted the whole interaction. Now, Justice 720p took exception to that woman that left after the first time that he made a threat. He says, "Ah, you ran at the first sign of trouble. You're such a strong and brave woman," which is the default setting for modern women. Run when you see, hear, or encounter something you don't like. So women should just stay if a man threatens them. But if something happens, it would be, "Why didn't you see the red flags? Why didn't you see the signs?" Anyways, he continues with, "If your boss threatened to suspend or terminate your employment at the company you work for, related issues, or else, is your immediate reaction to tell him you quit instead?" It's the exact same thing with that man you was with. If so, you have control and trust issues and more than likely hard-headed. No, it's not the exact same thing. Justice 720. A man don't go around beating on women. I don't. Just because you don't doesn't mean that other men don't. The question becomes, what are you doing or did to make a man want to do that to you? You're not innocent. So he took all of that. She left after a threat and he turned it into this. She responded with, "I am the boss, so don't have to worry about that. But if an employer threatened to hit me, I would absolutely quit, file a complaint, and sue the company. Is that even a serious question? Secondly, I find it interesting that you assume I had to do something to provoke violence. I didn't. And even if I did, no man has a right to put his hands on me. Gain some emotional intelligence and walk away. Grown-ups know how to keep their hands to themselves. Not that I owe you any explanation, and I know it's a waste of my time, but the reason the last one threatened to hit me is because he got busted in a lie, and his response was to lash out. And you're absolutely right. I run after the first encounter of violence, and I always will. You are not in a position to tell me what happened in my life. You really have a lot of nerve, hard-headed. I am a grown woman. Apparently, you're not equipped mentally or emotionally to handle an equal. I'm not your problem, nor am I any other man's problem. I am happy with my life, and you are a great reminder of why I choose to remain happily single. P.S. My comments were here to warn other women. I will no longer engage with you." So Justice says, "You're not a boss. Go sit down somewhere. I don't care if you own $1 million company. Bosses don't run at the first sign of trouble after they or you provoke it. We have other names for that. Cowards. Yeah, women can be cowards. Talking about you're a boss. Remove the B and add an L. Loss is more like it. Your wasn't a victim. Why was you with him for 5 years? It don't take 5 years to spot something you didn't like. It don't work like that. Why did you start an argument with your husband? I know it was you that started it because you busted him in a lie. Why was you looking to begin with? You went looking for trouble and you found it, especially when you confronted him about it. Wrong move. You can't put your hand in a snake hole and don't think it won't strike. You can't confront a bear, symbolic to your husband, and expect it to react like you won. What's wrong with you? You went looking for trouble and got it. Then you run when he told you something you didn't like. You're not innocent. He lied to you for your own good. You can't handle certain things. Look at how you responded to me. You proved it. You're a grown woman that's supposed to mean y'all the most hard headed and stuck in your ways. We are not equal. You are not my equal. You're not happily single. You're foolish. What is a C? Take care, ma'am. All right, y'all. So I underlined the little yellow. I underlined in little yellow because he used a white man as an emoji. And obviously, he has a very challenging time with using the word your. And it is kind of grating to have to do that. But let's look at what this man looks like. Be so here's Justice 720p, looking like a thumb with a beard filter. Now, skip to the part at the bottom. She told me the part about me calling him ill is from a response that I made to another person. I told her that he was ill and desperately seeking attention. I also told her that his opinion means absolutely nothing to me. That pissed him off. Now, go up to what Justice had to say. He said, "Say that to me. You see, you did it again. Another cowardly move. I'm not ill, not even close, and I'm not starving for anything. I just check BS when I see it. It happened, and it happened to be you, Justice." Whew, they really do get upset when you talk around them. But also, you just have to be a reflection. This man is clearly mentally ill because he took exception to a woman leaving at the sign of a threat. I don't know what they think. They really think that women have to be stuck in these relationships, and they are glitching as women are walking away. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. You guys join the conversation, and remember, hashtag mirrors for men because the audacity is way too high and we have to be the reflection that they are missing. Join the conversation, like,